Good evening. Welcome to this edition of Crystals of Experience. This is your host Kumar Bala on a Monday. The topic for today is inculcating the value of reading or the idea of reading in children. Reading books down is as difficult to comprehend or to get people doing it as it is easy for kids to play with computers and come up with huge success stories. But nothing can be more important than to train the mind into thinking and understanding and improving the motor ability of the eyes and general well being than the reading of books. The other day, when I was here contemplating about nothing as usual, the two next door kids barged in to their snack tin to see what was available. And behind came them their harried grandmother, who was screaming to them that they should not behave like this but should be good children and read books. Then she turned to me and said, "Oh, this habit of reading books is gone. Nobody ever reads the books. Hundreds of books are lying there, all of them unopened." I was in a foul mood, having been awoken from my unstarted siesta. I asked the lady, do you ever read to your children? She said, "Where do I have the time? I have to look after four of them at various schedules." So I said, "What about the parents?" The parents, they hardly have any time. I said, "That is where the problem starts." Do you not remember the old days? I asked the lady, that once we were grown up, you used to read out small books of fairy tales to us, either it be Panchan Chandra or even the famous comics on history and heroes and heroines of India, and explain the stories to them, how Rani Padmini fought valiantly, how Prithviraj Chauhan grabbed his bride and ran away. All these things you read out and set the child's memory into a vivid way of thinking and coherent way of imagining things. That is, ma'am, I told her, was the basis of all education, and missing out on the most important item is like eating food without vitamins. If a child is not read to during the night, are not gently made to read books which are interesting for them, and then slowly inculcate them to various other books and aspects which slowly hold their interest, then the child will never ever be able to put eye on paper except maybe professionally to read what he has to do to survive for a lifetime. The fun and the greatness of reading the great Indian Mahabharata made simple, the Ramayana made simple, and other famous English enlightened books which took us to a different world and taught us so many values in that. We learned so much about good food, good manners only through those books. And we learned to use the turn of phrase which we become now so famous about. So therein lies the intricacy of teaching children to read and teaching children to enjoy their childhood. Of course, be learning and playing with computers should be only perhaps a couple of hours. Now people have been weaned away from the TV, but they have to be weaned back to pre-sleep time reading of books or reading two of stories by their parents, who make a lot of hand gestures so that the child follows exactly what is happening, what is the emotion involved. This is all a very, very intricate part of learning, and that will stand in great stead in future for the children. We must always remember that all those years of our lives where we learned on the laps of our parents and grandparents and aunts were not wasted. Each one during our lifetime remember those stories and the morals behind it, and that helped us to be better human beings. Apart from that, we could turn a phrase better, we could understand the human values, when to give away, how to give away, and live together and let live. Many, many children in those days would never sleep until they heard a story of heroics of some prince or the sad fate of a princess so that they could cry themselves to sleep. We all now just take it as a course that we have to just push the children into bed screaming it's bedtime. But that's not exactly how the world works, and that's not exactly how our lives should be led. The grandmother, of course, nodded and understood exactly what I was saying because she had gone through the routine as all of us had gone, and we all graded from lovely stories from our grandmothers, eating food out of her hands in a huge group, into reading lovely little story books with big pictures in it, and each picture telling us a story by itself. And we fell in love and were involved in all the characters. That is the most important thing in life.